Welcome, welcome, welcome to Friday in the Kitchen. I want to say that I am excited to be making the Edo inspired stir fry. And the reason I want to bring this one in is because in my life, as I was cooking for my family, always my stir fries ended up like soggy, and my kids didn't like them. And even though I thought they had lots of flavor, by the time I got done, they were just veggies sitting in a pool of liquid. And I finally figured out the secret to making the stir fry veggies at home the way that they do in the restaurants and stuff. So I'm really excited today. I'm going to make a teriyaki sauce to start with, and then we're going to stir fry the veggies. I have, look at these beautiful veggies, broccoli, and the broccoli, I've cut them thin. So the secret is to cut everything thin so they will stir fry fast. This is a quick fry. I have bok choy that I've cut up. So there's two different kinds of bok choy. And I use the baby bok choy. This is the one that's all green. There's other one where the stem is white and the leaves are green. I always use the all green one. So I have that here today. I have some red cabbage that I have shredded and some green cabbage I've shredded. So that's some of the veggies. I also have orange pepper. Look at the beautiful color that will bring in. On what I did is I sliced it fairly thin. I probably could have been a little thinner, but slice it thin, and then I cut it in half. You could chop it up. I have red onion here. This is going to be my starting point. So I sliced the red onion. I cut it into a half moon, the two sides of the onion, and then I just sliced it around the onion so that it's like slice it. I have matchstick carrots, and I always take my matchstick carrots and I buy them. I could cut them up myself, but we go through a lot here, and it's like, I don't want to keep on cutting up carrots. So this is my hack for you. You know, some of these things you can actually buy in the store already sliced up. And if that's going to get you to actually make this stuff, then go for it. You know, it costs a little bit more. This doesn't cost that much, but I just like to buy it this way, and I can use whatever. I also have tofu here that we're going to do. And the tofu, you know, you can do the tofu different ways. I've got cubes of extra firm, organic, non-GMO tofu here. So I just cubed it up. We'll put it in. And I've got probably about half of a brick of tofu, and I've cut it up. I'm just going to put it in with my stir fry. But you could air fry this in advance to get it crispy. You could also marinate it, and you can fry it up as well or bake it. So there's lots of ways you can do your tofu. Before you start, I'm going to do the easy way, but I'll give you the recipe with some other suggestions in it as well. So this is all what we're going to put in our stir fry. And the secret is this is vegetable oil. I have this squirter that I was using for doing plating, and I put vegetable broth in here to squirt. And yeah, so this works pretty good. It leaks a little bit, but if you don't have a squirter, just right out of the container is fine. Not to worry about that. Done is better than perfect. That's our motto. And so I use this organic vegetable broth from PC Organics because it's economical. We go through a lot of broth, and some of the broths cost like $6, $7 for one of these. I'll go through like 8 to 10 of these a week, so I'm good with the more economical ones for sure. So let's get started on our teriyaki sauce. So I'm going to make a slurry. So I'm going to make this so that it's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to use a slurry of cornstarch for the thickening. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to thicken it or put cornstarch in. You could leave it the thinner version, that's fine too. So I'm just going to put a couple of teaspoons, hang on, take that out, a couple of teaspoons of cornstarch. And I'm not being perfect with this. So just a couple of teaspoons of cornstarch. And you could use like an arrowroot starch too. And I'm going to add in about 4 tablespoons of water. Make that into a slurry. What happens when you add the water? The cornstarch kind of hardens at the bottom, so you got to stir it around. And I'm going to stir it. It'll probably settle a little bit, so I will stir it again when I get to before I pour it in. So I'm going to see if we can get our overhead camera working so I can show you how I make the sauce, and then we'll do the stir fry. Let's just make sure this is working. Beautiful. So I have a small pot. This is my smallest stainless steel pot. I'm going to, this is very quick sauce. I'm going to add in half a cup of vegetable broth. I'm going to turn on the heat to kind of a little bit of a medium heat, maybe a little higher than medium. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of tamari sauce. So I'm just going to show you my tamari here. I use this one. It's a gluten-free, really it's a Japanese brewed soy sauce. So it's tamari. You could use a soy sauce if you don't have tamari, but be careful, the soy sauce is much saltier. So I would use a lot less.